Hey, welcome to Thumb Tacos. My name is Jared, and today we're on episode 10 already of Thumb Tacos. So I figured I'd wrap up 10 tips and tricks for you in today's episode.
Tacos! Thumb Tacos!
It's Thumb Tacos! As I always want to thank you guys for stopping by. Let's get into this. 10 tips I got for you because it's episode 10 on Thumb Tacos already. I'm only 10 episodes in. Definitely a baby, but I'm starting to get a little better at this. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the content. Anyway, let's get into it. Tip number 1, your page or your channel layout. Okay? Basically, you want to have something that envelops your ideas, thoughts, brands, whatever, color schemes. Everything's got to look really clean and organized. You got to have playlists that make sense. You got to have everything's got to be strategically laid out so people know what to expect when they can just brush through it. They kind of get a vibe for what type of streamer you are. They can see clearly, your name, your branding. Everything's got to pop. If you need ideas, find some of your favorite streamers, go to their page and kind of look around and get a feel for it that way. It's a really good way to give you some ideas and inspiration. Tip number 2, make sure you have a schedule and stick to it. Stick to it. As hard and painstakingly as it can be, having a schedule and sticking to it is going to tell the people that don't get notified, or tell your audience that don't want the notifications, because a lot of people don't. They will know when you're going to go live. They will know when you want to go live, and that's important. So, have a schedule, stick to it. Make sure you talk about your schedule whenever you can, when it makes sense. Always be informative to your community. It's huge. That's how you keep people in line, keep them coming back, keep them engaged. Okay, so schedule, stick to it. All right, tip number 3, the overlay. Make sure your overlay is just like your page or channel. You want it organized, clean, reflective of your brand colors. Everything's got to kind of make sense to you. If you need more inspiration on that, you can also go and check your favorite streamers out, see what you kind of like. If you want vertical cameras, no cameras. I would not recommend no cameras. How big you want your cameras, borders, the extra flash on there, where you want your notifications to come in. Your overlay is extremely important, and it can make or break you, because people come in sometimes with no audio and they just look at it. If it looks like hell, they're out of there. I personally like simple layouts. Some people like a lot of flair. It's up to you, really. I've seen both work. The only ones that I ever see have an issue are the ones that are put together really sloppy. And if you need a reference to the sloppy ones, just watch my videos, my older videos on Facebook Gaming, because they're pretty atrocious. Getting better. We're all growing together here, remember? Tip number 4, make sure you have your alerts and all your notifications coming up on screen, and make sure that you acknowledge those alerts when they do come up. Even if the name's hard to read or maybe you didn't catch it, just always be thankful and encouraging people to do that more. That's how you keep the engagement going. Do not miss those alerts, okay? Make sure they're showing up on your live streams, popping up with star donations or bits. Make sure if you got new follows, they're up there, all the likes. You got to have the alerts. And if you need a cool trick, you can use Streamlabs and set it up so it works with OBS Classic. That's what I personally do. Or you can use it just Streamlabs as its own. Or you can use the Facebook dashboard to tie in some alerts, although it's not very reliable. That's what I started out using, and I didn't really care for it. So now I'm using Streamlabs, porting that over to OBS Classic. I'll try to link a video down below, give you guys a little more direction on that kind of stuff, because it gets a little tricky with the coding. But anyway, alerts, don't miss them. Number 5 is the post itself. You're about to go live. You got to have a title, a description, and a thumbnail that wraps around engagement, and people, by just looking at it, know what to expect. Thumbnails are extremely important. Titles are important, and they need to be on point, and descriptions are like your hook. So you got to think about that all together every time you go live. Well, that's how it's set up on Facebook Gaming. Okay, so your thumbnail, people are going to see, and you're going to make it, you want it to be something they can click on. As soon as they see that, they know what's up. Your description can make people laugh, but make sure it's on point with the game, and then the title should be more on point altogether. Those 3 things have to be done. They have to be done right. Tip number 6, when you start streaming live, you got all the other things going on. It's time to engage. It's time to pay attention to the comments, time to pay attention to your community. You need to be talking all the time. You need to be looking into the camera. See that? Good. That's important. You have to look into the camera when you talk to your chat. I'm terrible at this, and I need to work on this myself. Look at the camera when you're talking to your chat. It's like a lock-in when people are watching a streamer and somebody makes the eye contact. Our brains are programmed to just pay attention. So make sure when you reflect on somebody's comment, or if you're going to react to something, you look over, you look right in the camera, and you say, hey Tim, that was really funny. Or, oh yeah, I love that movie too. I especially like this part. When you do that and you get that extra bit of relay, then they'll start working back and forth with you. If the comments are flying by, it's okay to miss a few, but you should purposely pick out a few to react to all the time. If you can't keep up, you got to try to catch it every now and then, because every time you do that, you're re-engaging somebody watching you on the outside. They're your bread and butter. If you don't keep them content, you can die at any moment. So keep them engaged. All right, tip number 7 is every now and then you should consider doing a community night. I personally do this. I'll play Wheel of Fortune, and everyone in the chats and stuff has a lot of fun, and we kind of like joke around, and it's more laid back. But try to do something extra for the fans that you are getting. You know, every 2 weeks or so, try to do this because it keeps them re-engaged. They really appreciate it. You could even set up a separate group page and like try to do extra stuff there for them. Just try to engage your community and think outside the box with that one a little bit. Like I said, I actually play Wheel of Fortune with them. I've seen other streamers play games where like it's like story modes and they decide what happens to your character and all that kind of stuff. Just think outside the box with that stuff a little bit. It helps a lot with your community. Number 8, let's say you're done posting. Now it's time to think business-like. If you had a really great stream, you should do a promotional ad with it. You should use anytime you have a highlight that is really cool or anything like really cool gameplay or anything like that, make sure you put it together and you get it out there for more eyes to see. Facebook has a wonderful ad program and it's very intuitive and easy to use. I'll try to send a link down below so you guys can get in tune with that. But don't be afraid of boosting a post either, because when you boost a post, you're re-engaging followers that you have that didn't see the post. You can specifically set it up to do it for your followers, and it's not that much money. So if you do people who like your page and their friends, it'll go through, they'll see it, other people will see it. It's a good thing. All right, step number 9, always be networking. Always be looking for other streamers to bounce ideas off with. Don't do this in a cringy fashion where you're trying to do something selfish. Actually look out for people that you like, promote them, they'll promote you back. Tip number 10 is use groups. Try to be in a lot of groups that reflect the gameplay that you're doing or your personality to your stream. And then go on there, just like the other type of networking, you want to bring value to the groups and they'll bring value back your way. Do not link blast them, do not cram yourself down their throats. Actually go on there, post something fun that you think they'd like, not your videos. I'm talking like, for example, let's say you're in a cheesecake group and you made your own cheesecake and it's really cool. Share the cheesecake picture, okay? But don't be sharing your business that sells cheesecakes. This is the weirdest, dumbest example in the world, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to tell you. Cheesecakes. All right, guys, those are my top 10 tips that I got for the beginning streamer. If you disagree, if there's a tip I missed, leave a comment below. I always go through my comments and I try to respond to every one of you guys all the time. If you want to lay your links down to your streams, I'll go check it out. If you want any kind of review on them or whatever else, I'm always open to do that too. As always, I appreciate you guys being here. If you could consider giving the video a like, also subscribe to the channel, it makes a huge difference. Then you can keep up with my weekly content, making us all better streamers. And if you guys ever want to talk face-to-face, we go live on Facebook Gaming every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday under Thumb Tacos. It's easy enough to remember, right? All right. Welcome to Thumb Tacos. No, here, wait, I'll do this in very. Hey, don't leave, please. Don't stay.
Please stay.
Subscribe to my channel, please. Please stay and subscribe. Don't leave me. What's that?